Hey YouTubers, this is Larry Joe with Guitars and Cards. Today I have my Zero Gravity Caravelle, and the video I wanted to do today was just guitar playing techniques over my 30-some years of playing. This is stuff, most of the stuff I figured out on my own. That was before the internet, if you can believe that at all. But most of the stuff I'd read it in Guitar for the Practicing Musician in the 80s. It was like the only one that was tablature and not just the notes. And as I'll go into in this video, I don't read notes, and a lot of the stuff I picked up on my own. Never wanted to go to too much of any of the, you know, where the guy sits next to you and is like, oh, here, do this and do this. Whenever I try to do it, I mentioned this in one of my other videos too, it always seemed like that guy was like the biggest jerk I ever met. Anyways, like I said, I want to go through guitar playing techniques, the mechanics of playing, hammer-on, pull-off, natural and artificial harmonics like the pinch harmonics, tremolo use, which will go into the harmonics, and then the next guitar that I'm going to be reviewing. And I just want to let you know, my shirt is for Christmas. I'm recording right now on Christmas Eve, so Merry Christmas, everybody, when you see this. Or you could be like, hey man, that was 5 months ago. Anyways, when I recorded it was Christmas Eve. Okay, what I first want to go into is just the basic mechanics. Like, if you want to play, okay, whenever you start playing, here's a guitar, here's an amp or an acoustic guitar, and one of the first things you learn is like chords. Like that's a D, and then a G, and then you can mix it up however you want. That's really good with building your strength for your fingers, especially if it's an acoustic guitar. You're definitely going to build up your strength with it. However, unless you get extra books or go on the internet, it really won't show you a lot of these things unless you specifically look for them. Since my playing has pretty much just been hard knocks for most of this stuff, I wanted to do this video and get this information to you guys. A lot of you guys are going to be like, dude, man, I can play way better than that. This guy sucks. Well, maybe that's the case. Maybe there's guys out there that are like, hey, that's an interesting technique. That's interesting. Anyways, the basic mechanics, obviously, you have to have a pick. I have a Jim Dunlop Jazz 3, the black one. I like those a lot, but I can use anything. But they have a small tip, which a lot of people like. Hold it. Usually I hold it like this. Some people hold it differently. In fact, Eddie Van Halen, and I'll go over this in the one area, but he holds it with his, well, he did with his thumb and his middle finger instead of his index finger, so he could tap. So he would do, and then he always had that tapping going because he'd play something and then he'd go into tapping, right? So, but everybody's different, and how you hold it is dependent on what feels comfortable for you. But at the same time, if it feels like you're not getting to where you want, you're not moving fast enough or whatever, one thing to take into account, and I saw this through videos, and it helped me a little bit to speed up just a little bit, but I only saw it like a couple years ago. But what you should be doing is only a little bit of the pick should touch the strings. It shouldn't be you dig into them like that, you know. It shouldn't be. It should, if you're playing a speed run, like what I'm trying to do is only a little bit of it. because that's all you need to do. That's all you need to do is a little bit, just enough to make that contact. In fact, a lot of the shredders, like, what is it? The Romeo guy with, I forget the band. Of course, I forget the band. I'm making the movie. Or I mean, now I'm making this video. Anyways, a lot of them, like I said, say that it's just the little bit of the pick. Anyways, so that's all you need. You don't need anything more. And like I said, if things don't work, you can adjust how you hold it. I know, like Marty Freeman does like this, to where he's got the guitar pick and he just goes up like this, like, and he goes up like that. It's like this, and he goes up. I can't do that. That kills my wrist. But a lot of those guys, speed, they love that and they can do that. I can't do that. I've tried many times and can't get it out. But for me, it's just holding it normal, and then what I learned is you lift it a little bit for me, for my needs, like this, and then I can get more. If I lift it, if I tilt it this way instead of down. A lot of people have different things, but anyways, that's on how you hold a pick. Everything is dependent, like I said. Anyways, and then what I would suggest after playing the chords, learning the chords, is just to pick a spot on the neck. Usually the where the frets are wider, so you have more space, and just see, what I did is, at first, I down picked. But I'm not super great with super fast down picking like Hetfield does of Metallica. I can't do it the way he does, how fast he does it. So, of course, I need the economy, so I alternate pick. Down, up, 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 like that. Or back, see, I'm up picking it, so you can do that, or alternate picking. So it's however you want, but this is extremely important. And you can follow like the different scales that I don't know too many in my head. I started learning them, and then I'm like, this is just getting in the way of how I want to play. So I threw some of them out, well, most of them out, and I have my own little rhythms that I like doing in different little patterns. Anyways, so doing that is important. You have to build up your strength in your fingers to be able to do that. So you can do. So that's the basic mechanics of how to play, right? Basic mechanics. Now what I was doing was the hammer-on. So you pluck a note and then you hammer onto it, which is where you take your finger and slam it down on the note. And then I'm vibratoing after. Wherever you can get that vibrato to stretch as far as possible, or a little bit, is perfect. Anyway, so you got the hammer on, and then you got the pull off. You hammer on, and then you pull off. So it would be, what I like doing is combine them just to make them sound cooler. So you got the two notes. Go down the string. That's constant hammer on, pull off. So alternate picking. And then you got the hammer-ons. You can see I picked the first note and then hammer the rest of them. Just add a little bit more to it, and I wanted to mention a lot of solos. I swear to God, I mentioned it in another video, but I swear to God, there's a ton of solos where they do the hammer-on pull-off. Usually they'll do it between 2 or 3 frets, so. Hammer-on pull-off. Not too bad, just practicing on those. And just slowly do it for hours if you have to. Like I said, if you ever feel that your hand is cramping up, stop. Don't just keep going into it. You're going to hurt yourself and pull, which I've done many times. I pulled the tendon in my wrist, not terribly, but enough to where I pick up the guitar and I'm like, ah, and it hurts. So, like I said, if it hurts a little bit with how you're doing it, then stop, stretch it a little bit, and then go back to it. But if you play for hours with those hammer-ons and then pull-offs. And one guy said, man, well, more than a couple guys are like, you're really fast. I consider myself slow compared to a lot of guitar players out there. But like I said, that's the start. Okay, now I wanted to go over the harmonics. So usually wherever the dot is, the bottom fret has the harmonic. So you hear what it is you touch the string and you pluck it normally and then you pull off. Or do it together. And you can do it below or right above the 5th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret, 12th fret. In fact, when you're intoning your guitar, you would hit the fret, you'd fret that 12th fret and then hit the harmonic. They're the same, and the intonation is good. You can also get a 3. I don't know how some of those guys do it, but they can get that 3 right there. But I can never get it that good. But you can also get a couple, like here, like right above the 4th fret. And right above the 6th fret. But it isn't so easy. Sometimes you can get it, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. And always there's the 24th fret. Anyway, so what I would do is just play around with those. Yeah, sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. for a couple of those spots. Other spots it's perfect. Anyways, and then that's the natural harmonics that are available in certain spots on the guitar. Also, there's the pinch harmonic. And Dimebag was like, when I was growing up, Dimebag was like one of the ones that always found those pinch harmonics everywhere. And I'm like, when I started playing, I'm like, how did he do that? But it's you take your pick and you hit your pick and your thumb, the edge of your thumb at the same time. Like that. Or the best spot is right there. And then you just vibrato it. What I'm doing is hitting the pick and my thumb at the same time. And you can move it, but there's like a sweet spot where it sits perfect and pops out like nothing. You can throw the Trem into it, and that's my next thing. Anyway, so you can slide it. And then you got Zach Wilde was really good in hitting those pinch harmonics on the lower strings. Just play around with it, you know. Just play around with it, and you'll find a little sweet spot here if you play it different areas. And that's the pinch harmonics. Like I said, just practice it and play it different areas. It'd be real cool. What I wanted to say is using the Trem. So I got my Trem bar here, right? And this came with the Floyd Rose Special. I changed out the saddles to 1000 models, so it's holding pretty good tune. And I did a video on this, and yeah, you can check that out if you want to. Anyways, so I got my Trem, got the Trem bar. A lot of people like holding it different areas. So what we're going to do is incorporate the harmonics, like a natural harmonic. Or like Steve Vai used to do. And just throw it up there like that. What's his name? Dimebag used to start down here, hit the harmonic, even though you can't hear it because it's low. And then he'd bring it up. And then Joe Satriani, he's like the king of using the Trem bar, man. That guy's got it made the bar is bent a little this way just to make it easier for him. But I remember watching him play and listening, and I'm like, man, that guy's so freaking good. So he'd do. And then what he'd do is he'd hit a note like, and then he'd come down here and just hit the harmonics, the pinch harmonics, and then he'd have his hand on the tremolo arm right here. Just grab that puppy like it's, you know, it's I don't know, someone that you don't like. Just rip it up there, and you just hit the harmonics here. You can throw a whole bunch of different things into it too. So he'd wrap his hand around and just grab the tremolo arm and just manipulate that sucker. You know what? Let's throw some delay into it, I think. Wrong one. Hold on. See, all I'm doing is just banging it. All I'm doing is just banging it. You have to have a pretty good amp that's got a little bit of sustain to kick that in, to be able to just pull those off all the time. Like a police car. Or you can do the... These are just little techniques, you know, that you can throw into your playing once you start getting stronger with it. I didn't include it, but I think I have enough time. I wanted to throw in tapping. Now, I'm not an expert, great, amazing at tapping. I'm not that good at typing anyways. But I got my own little technique that I taught myself, but Joe Satriani and a lot of those guys, they live off the tapping. So, like I said, Eddie Van Halen, he would just do like this, and then he had his pick ready to go, and then he'd just take his middle. Or they just hit it. What I'm doing is open the, it's almost like a pull off, but it's not specific to a fret. You just pull the string just to make it percuss and vibrate, and then you just grab a spot and go down, and then the other string you can do. Start it here on the top string, or the next string down, but start it on that top string. And then slide it down. Usually I don't play with my middle finger for the tapping. I usually just grip the pick like this, switch it over. I know Joe does that sometimes. He puts it in his mouth. A lot of guitars, they swap it to the other, and then they'll do like this. See the way I just slipped it to the other finger there? That way I'm holding it. I'm holding it with my middle finger. So you just play a couple notes, grip it. What I like doing is a little syncopation run. Let me get a little closer. A syncopation run to where it's like this. Put it right there. just the one string, just the bottom string, the bottom, or a high E. And then what I'll do is just pick it up and then go in between the finger and then make it just syncopated. You can hear it like this. So what you're doing is tapping down and pulling off. And then I play hammer on, pull off along with that. And if you can get them in sync, you can do a whole bunch of different techniques wherever you want on the fretboard. Or you could do across several different strings, so I always like doing this little run. It's just a slow little tap. Grab it, see it slipped out of my hand? So pick it. You can move it wherever you want on the neck. Or you could have some little chord that you're working on, and then if you don't want to use a pick, I mean, was it Stanley Jordan? A couple other guys, they don't use picks that much. In fact, a Bossy, he just taps and does all this different stuff. I don't know how he does it. He'll come up with all these things. Anyway, so you can have a little chord going, and you can take your 3 fingers. Instead of strumming it, you can tap it. Or just. But as you can hear, if you got a lot of gain and you need gain for it, you really should be one of those string dampeners up here. I have one. It doesn't do that good of a job, but I mean, like Michelangelo Badio, who is like a genius at tapping on 2 neck guitars. He's got those little dampeners, so if there's any extra sound, it'll go away immediately. See? But if it's not there, see, it rings forever. Okay, I guess that's probably enough. Yeah, I think that's probably enough of the different techniques. You know, maybe these might help you out. Maybe you could be like, oh, I never thought about that. And like I said, a couple of the guys said, you're so fast with how you play. I just showed you exactly how I do it. And I know there's guys going to be out there, you suck, Larry Joe. I'm like, okay, but if I'm helping guys learn, which I never had YouTube, I never had the internet when I was learning, so I had to try to figure these things out, you know? What I wanted to do, I had to you figure it out, you know. Do it to do it. And I'm going to leave a link in the description, but I have a video that shows you how to use your pinky more. But what I do is you take a rubber band and tie your index finger so it's immobilized, and then you're forced to use your other 3 fingers, and it'll build up that pinky, because I see a lot of guitarists that are great blues or whatever, they don't use the pinky hardly at all. But if you hold it up there, you can get used to using these and then incorporate it afterwards. Anyways, I'll put a link in it, but like I said, maybe these things might help you. I hope it does. I want to say Merry Christmas to you guys, and I appreciate your support. There are several guys that are like, hey, it's good. This is good, man. It's cool how you talk about it. There's also negatives, but I mean, this is YouTube. You're going to get that. So I try to shy away from too much of that because I don't want any negativity at all. So I don't put it in the videos, but give me a thumbs up if you like it. If you want to subscribe, that's cool. Hit the bell if you want to be notified. I haven't done a video in 2.5 months. I meant to do more videos, but I've been racking my brain, trying to come up with exactly what to say, because I feel if it's not going to benefit you guys, it's just me, just like, hey, watch me. But I feel I want to do these things to try to help you one way or the other, you know. And this, I don't know if it'll help you, but maybe some guys it might help. So yeah, if you like that, subscribe. I appreciate it. My next video, and I don't have it on my stand here, is for Christmas I'm getting I got it, talked the wife into buying it. So I have a DBZ. I have the what's the name of it? The Bird of Prey. I have the Bird of Prey one. This one, not this, but the guitar I have is the V version. The Bird of Prey is the V, and it has the little thing that sticks out like what I think Dimebag would want, because his MLs and the Razorbacks are like that. They have the V and then they have the little thing coming out. So this would be a DBZ V without the thing that's in the Bird of Prey. And I got a red one. I thought it was really cool. You can't find those too much anymore. I think it's a 2009 model. So like I said, those are out of production. You don't see them too often. And I didn't get exactly the price I wanted, but it wasn't too bad considering you don't see it too much. It has different EMG pickups in it that I'm going to take out and sell, because I can't go without my 81 and 85. I just can't do it. So I'll take those out and sell them, and then put the EMG 81 and 85. But I'm not going to do a video on Christmas when I open it, but like one of the days after, I might do a video just to get a new guitar out there and get another video. And I think I've talked enough. It's 33 minutes, so this is a pretty long video. But I haven't done one in a while, and I wanted to get all these techniques to you, okay? Have a good night. This is Larry Joe, and let's see if this thing clicks. I'll play a little bit and hit it.